bro. Logan. One time, hey, bro, but I'm not the boxer.
The boxing world just got flipped upside down as Mike Tyson versus Jake Paul finally happened at the AT&T Arena. After Jake Paul pulled off a shocking win in his latest fight, you'd think the story would be about his victory lap. But no, Tyson had other plans. The boxing legend didn't just react to Jake's performance, he flipped the entire script by calling out Logan Paul for a fight. Yes, Logan.
Want you to pray. We went in the battle together, no matter the weather, we never delayed. You gave me commands, I always obeyed. I never let you go astray. I never thought I'd see the day that you would come and just betray me.
The Paul brothers are no strangers to boxing drama. But this is next level stuff. Fans are going crazy. Social media is on fire. And everyone's asking the same questions. Why is Tyson targeting Logan? Could this fight actually happen? And how does Jake's big win fit into all of this? Let's break it down. Jake Paul's latest victory has sent the entire fight world into a frenzy. The problem child entered the ring with something to prove. After facing criticism for cherry-picking opponents and relying more on his personality than his skills, Jake needed this win to silence the doubters. His opponent? A seasoned fighter who wasn't about to roll over for Jake's internet fame. By the time the final bell rang, the judges had no choice but to award Jake a unanimous decision. The crowd erupted, fans went wild, and Jake grabbed the mic to declare himself the future of boxing. Someone else had a different reaction. Enter Mike Tyson, who wasted no time sharing his thoughts. Post-fight interview, Tyson was asked about Jake's performance. At first, he gave credit where it was due. "The kid's got heart," Tyson said. "He showed up, he fought hard, and he got the win. You can't take that away from him." Now here comes the big question. Why is Tyson gunning for Logan Paul instead of Jake?
I think some people are excited to see that version of Mike Tyson that is the killer come out on November 15th.
Absolutely, that's going to happen, but this is what I learned from prior experience. When that tough guy Mike Tyson comes out, when it's not necessary to come out, I'm always in handcuffs. So I'm very careful when that guy comes out.
You break out in handcuffs?
Yeah.
Oh, no. Oh, man.
Every time I drink, getting ready to get in a fight, I break out in handcuffs.
For starters, Tyson has always been about respect for the sport. While he's given Jake credit for improving as a fighter, he's also made it clear that the Paul brothers' antics sometimes overshadow the essence of boxing. Calling out Logan might be Tyson's way of sending a message. If you're going to step into the boxing world, you better come correct. But there's also the money factor. A Tyson versus Logan fight would be a massive pay-per-view event. Logan's enormous fan base combined with Tyson's legendary status? That's a recipe for millions of viewers and an insane payday. I mean, let's be real. Tyson versus Jake Paul was a multi-million fight, and we haven't seen anything like this ever before. A fight with Logan will be nothing less.
Everyone has a plan until they get punched in the mouth.
And let's not forget, Tyson is a competitor. He's not just here for the money, he's here to remind the world that even at 58, he's still a force to be reckoned with. Logan Paul isn't one to back down from a challenge, especially when the spotlight's involved. Shortly after Tyson's comments went viral, Logan took to Twitter with a simple yet cryptic message. "Iron Mike, let's dance." Fans immediately went wild. Does this mean Logan is ready to fight Tyson? Is he serious? Or is this just another ploy to keep his name trending? You'd think Jake Paul would be riding high after his win, but Tyson's call-out of Logan seemed to steal the spotlight. And if there's one thing Jake doesn't like, it's sharing attention. In another tweet, Jake addressed the situation saying, "I love my brother, and if he wants to fight Tyson, that's his choice. But let's be real, this whole thing started with me. I'm the one bringing boxing back to the mainstream." Classic Jake, always making it about himself. But some fans couldn't help but notice a hint of jealousy in his tone. Could this create tension between the Paul brothers? Only time will tell. But one thing's for sure, Jake isn't about to let Logan hog all the glory. All right, let's dive into what went down when Jake Paul squared off against Iron Mike Tyson, a fight that felt like it was pulled straight out of a video game. The AT&T Stadium in Texas was buzzing with over 70,000 fans, and if you weren't in the crowd, you were probably streaming it live on Netflix, which turned this showdown into a global spectacle. Jake, being Jake, made sure his entrance was nothing short of over the top, rolling in with a custom Chevy lowrider decked out in diamonds and blasting Phil Collins' iconic In the Air Tonight. Yep, the same track Tyson famously vibed to in The Hangover. Subtle shade or a clever nod? You decide. Tyson, on the other hand, stayed true to his roots. He walked out solo. No entourage, no flashy gimmicks, just the chilling beats of Jay-Z's Murdergram setting the tone. At 58, Tyson didn't need theatrics. He was the moment. Now, the fight itself. From the first bell, Tyson came out with fire, throwing some heavy shots and showing flashes of the beast he used to be. The crowd erupted every time he landed a punch, but the reality was setting in fast. This wasn't the Tyson of the late 80s. His movements were slower, his punches lacked their usual snap, and by the end of round 1, you could see the toll. Jake Paul was sticking to his game plan: stay on the move, keep Tyson chasing, and pick his shots. At 27, Jake had the advantage in speed, stamina, and let's face it, age. He kept Tyson at bay with jabs and clinches, slowly wearing him down as the rounds progressed. By round 4, Tyson was visibly tired, even biting his glove at one point, a quirky moment that only Tyson could pull off.
For a reason, everybody!
As the fight dragged into the later rounds, it became clear that Jake was in control. Tyson was running on fumes, while Jake looked surprisingly composed. The crowd, however, wasn't thrilled. By round 6, boos began echoing through the arena as fans realized the fight lacked the explosive action they'd hoped for. When the final bell rang, the decision was inevitable. Jake Paul took the win via unanimous decision, with scores of 79-73, 79-73, and 80-72. While it wasn't a highlight reel performance, it was a smart, tactical fight from Jake, one that solidified his status as a legitimate presence in the boxing world. A bittersweet night. He showed flashes of the old Mike, but ultimately, Father Time remains undefeated. Despite the loss, his legacy as one of boxing's all-time greats remains untouchable. Jake, meanwhile, walked away with a $40 million payday, while Tyson pocketed $20 million, a win-win in the business sense, if nothing else.
You know, I wish he'd do more punches, you know what I'm saying? But it was a good entertaining night with great fights.
Do you think Jake took it easy on him a little bit, sir?
Well, you know, I'm glad he did if that's what he did. But,
amen.
You know, Mike didn't throw a lot of punches.
Thank you, sir. We appreciate you.
The reaction from the boxing community to the Mike Tyson versus Jake Paul bout was as heated as it was divided. Across the board, fans, fighters, and commentators expressed a mix of disappointment, disbelief, and resignation about what many considered a spectacle rather than a serious boxing match. For some, the clash symbolized a low point in the sport, while others saw it as an inevitable consequence of the growing influence of social media-driven events in boxing.
What did I think?
Yeah.
You know, I love seeing Mike out there doing what he loves to do. It's his passion. But I don't know. I think Jake looked a little soft tonight. He don't look like a real boxer, a pro boxer that's been training the last 10 years. So, you know, he needs to come see me one day. A guy that's in his prime that's going to walk him down and have that cardio. So.
Did you expect him to knock Mike Tyson out tonight?
I did, yeah. I thought, you know, Mike's a little bit older. You know, he had a problem. You know, they had to push back the first fight because, you know, he had like a stroke on a plane or something like that.
Yeah,
so,
also,
I was just scared. I didn't want to see Mike get hurt. I'm happy he's walking out of that ring and he's healthy tonight. So, super happy. Everything went well, and you know, it was a spectacle. All the fans enjoyed the show.
You want to fight Jake Paul?
Yeah, hell yeah. I'd love to fight him. He's talked a lot of shit about me in the past. I'd love to see him back it up. For sure, I'm definitely. That's all I've been practicing the last couple of years, just straight boxing, man. Boxing and wrestling. So I know I can mix up the hands and implement that Tyson Fury style where I really just drag on you, I wear on you, and I just get in the clinch and dirty box and just put the pressure on. No one can keep up with me. That's why they call me the cardio king.
Former world champions Tony Bellew, Terrence Crawford, and Nicola Adams were particularly vocal in their criticism. Crawford, a two-weight undisputed champion, didn't mince words when he said on social media, "I love Mike Tyson, but they are giving him too much credit. He looked like trash. To To train that long and only throw 97 punches, the whole fight is crazy. I'm just glad he didn't get hurt out there. This sentiment encapsulated the concerns of many boxing purists who felt that Tyson's age and declining abilities shouldn't have been put on display against a much younger opponent. Tony Bellew turned his frustration toward the audience, pointing out that the public's appetite for such events has fueled Jake Paul's rise in boxing. Bellew remarked, "We are all to blame for this man, Jake Paul. We are all talking and watching. We have to stop this fool. Don't tune into him until he fights someone who is fit, healthy, and not a grandfather." His criticism not only highlighted the mismatch in the ring, but also underscored the broader issues of credibility and integrity within the sport.
Amber, what'd you think of the fight?
I knew Jake Paul was going to win. I felt it in my heart.
Yeah?
I knew Trump was going to win.
What made you know that?
Yeah, what made you know that?
I just, he's 27 years old. He's been working hard. And, I just saw it. I watched the progression of who he is as a boxer. And I was the only one that was cheering when everyone else was booing him. That's my dog. I just knew it. I felt it.
Who do you want to see him fight next, in your opinion? Or who would you like to see him fight next?
I don't know the answer to that.
Yeah.
I don't know the answer to that.
Will we ever see you in the ring?
No.
You don't really like that side of it?
No, I'm a 41-year-old mother. I'll beat your ass, little boy.
Yeah, that was rude. Wow.
That was actually hella funny.
Olympic champion Nicola Adams echoed the disappointment, emphasizing that the expectations placed on Tyson's return were unrealistic. "I wanted to see Mike Tyson doing what he does, but he is 58 years old, in exceptional shape, but just not good enough to fight these young up-and-comers now," Adams wrote. Her comment reflected a shared sentiment. Tyson's legendary status and fitness could not compensate for the decades separating him from his prime.
Think about the fight, my guy.
I love Mike. Mike's just all...
How about the man in Serrano, Katie Taylor?
Too many headbutts, man. That shit was nasty.
Did Amanda win?
72, while judges Lawrence Cole and Jesse Reyes hit 79 to 73.
Renowned boxing analyst Steve Bunce described the fight as a glorified sparring session. Speaking to BBC 5 Live, Bunce stated, "It was a decent sparring session between a tough, young novice and a very old but once great man, Mike Tyson. There were rounds where Mike Tyson never threw a punch. It was not the apocalypse, but it wasn't very nice." His comments fueled ongoing debates about whether such bouts are in the best interest of boxing or merely a commercialized circus. Some fans, like Irish boxer Michael Conlon, were relieved Tyson escaped serious injury. "I'm just glad Tyson didn't get badly hurt. Credit to him at 58 for doing the 8 rounds and making a ton of money, but that should never have happened," Conlon said. While acknowledging the business acumen behind events like these, Conlon's statement reflected the moral quandary faced by many in the boxing world. Even non-boxers chimed in. Miami Dolphins player Tyreek Hill humorously lamented, "Mike made me get my Netflix account back for nothing." This sentiment was echoed by several viewers who found the match underwhelming and questioned whether it was worth the time and expense. But things got interesting when Tyson started pointing fingers at Logan, and in true Logan Paul fashion, he fired back with, "Well, I'll kill you, Mike." Yeah, that didn't land well. Fans weren't exactly laughing, and critics saw it as yet another moment where Jake just couldn't read the room. For Logan, being tied to Jake's controversies is nothing new, but it's a risky game. Sure, it keeps his name buzzing on social media and headlines. It's great for his brand, Prime Energy drinks, and his WWE career. But here's the catch. While the Paul brothers might be kings of creating viral moments, their antics keep pulling them further from earning real respect in the boxing community. A Logan Paul versus Mike Tyson fight will be another blockbuster that will keep the fight world on the edge of its seat. And who knows? Will Jake let Logan take the spotlight? Drop your predictions in the comments, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more epic boxing drama. See you in the ring.